Hey everybody, welcome to day 3 of our gratitude series. And today's kind of lens that I'd love for you to look through is it's really so simple. So when I first began teaching this concept of gratitude, more often than not, I will hear people say, how do you come up with something different every day? And initially, like we can feel a little bit overwhelmed. Like I have my friends, my family, my dog, my home, the food in my belly, my community, trees. And then we're like, ugh, now what? And so there's a couple different ways that I'm going to teach you how to kind of go underneath all of those things and get a little deeper appreciation for the everyday simplicity, the simple things in life. And what I tell most of my students, it's really, really quite simple, is we have, most of us have 5 senses with us all day, every day. We have what we see, what we hear, what we taste, what we touch, and what we smell. And just taking your awareness into your 5 senses. And if you have a practice of gratitude at the end of the day, then spend some time and think, what did I see today that was really beautiful? What did I hear that I was like, the sound of that person's voice, or music, or birds? What did I smell today? What did I taste? What did I touch? And that can be the warmth of a shower. It could be a cozy jacket. It could be the fur of our animal. It could be somebody's hand holding ours. There's so many things, right? So you have 5 things right there that you could jot down in your gratitude journal using your senses. If you practice in the morning gratitude, then you can go back to yesterday and say, what did I see yesterday that just stopped me in my tracks? That I was just like, wow, that is beautiful. Could have been the blue jay that hopped into the backyard bird bath that you recall stopping to look at. Okay, so using your 5 senses is a powerful way to come into the present moment. And we spend so much of our thinking time in the past or in the future that when we stop right now and take a breath and look around and listen and smell and feel. Can't really taste all the time, but you get my drift, right? So I say this to a lot of my students, and many of them, may be visually impaired. So I ask them to imagine something that they've seen or would like to see or have seen before they lost their vision. And if you're somebody who has a lack of hearing, then you just skip that, right? You just skip that. Or you can imagine the sound of a voice or the ocean or rain on your windows. Like it's just sort of a way to use what we have with us, most of us, all the time, and go there. So a lot of people that I work with, if you come into my studio or if you've been in any of my classes or I'm out in the community, I always have aromatherapy. It's just something that I feel is such a powerful component to living in the present moment, to shifting our moods, to bringing a sense of well-being. Like there's so many benefits to aromatherapy. And aromatherapy has been around for thousands of years, dating all the way back to the Egyptian times where plants were used for medicine. And so I have been so blessed to be able to bring aromatherapy into the assisted living centers that I get to share yoga in. And I cannot tell you the power of aroma as it relates to memories. And 90% of the time, and I don't have hard data on this, but 90% of the time, I will drip something into somebody's hand who's living with dementia or memory loss, and they can smell it and they know exactly what it is, or even better, it triggers a memory. It triggers something like being in Florida or peeling an orange or being in the forest. I had my favorite story about memories and aromatherapy is I was passing around cedarwood at a home that people have brain injuries and they're living with brain injuries, a young man. And I don't ask a lot of questions. I don't need to know how they were injured. It's not relevant. Just sit in a circle and they now know to like stick their hand out because they know I'm going to be dripping oils in their hands first thing. So he isn't sure why everybody has their hand out, but he does it. And he's like, what? And I said, just rub your hands together and I want you to smell. And he smelled it. He did it again. And he says, for some reason, I can't stop thinking about 5 years ago, I had a job as a logger where my job was to push the trees through the logging mills. I had passed around cedar wood. So the smell of cedar wood triggered his amygdala, which is in his brain, all of our brains, that has to do with memory and emotions. So it was powerful that a smell could go all the way back to prior to his injury and trigger a good memory. Now, the flip side of that is I have, unfortunately, had some experiences where I used a strong oil, which is clove, and that had some bad memories triggered to certain individuals related to somebody who might have smoked clove cigarettes. So it's something that I'm cognizant of. But our memory is directly linked to our sense of smell. So my favorite thing to do each month is to curate kind of a custom blend based on the emotional side of whatever I'm focusing on. So this month we're focusing on gratitude. And so there are a lot of books, a lot of things that I have to help me kind of curate the perfect combination of plants, trees, herbs, florals, citrus to put into one special blend to help stimulate what I'm trying to focus on. So in this particular month's blend that I have rightly named gratitude, has Siberian fir. And Siberian fir is one of those powerful trees that really helps us to break some of the negative patterns, right? Day one, we're talking about the patterns in which we have a tendency to groove our brain into lack and limitation. So Siberian fir helps to kind of interrupt that pattern and to break those negative emotions. As frankincense, frankincense is pretty much a must in all the blends that I make. It's commonly known as the oil of truth, and it really helps us to find that awareness within us of absolute truth, which is love. And so I love to use frankincense. I also put geranium in this one, which is really related to the heart. It's kind of the poor man's rose. It helps us to find a softness in our heart. It gives us sort of a heart opening kind of sensation. All florals are going to be super calming, super relaxing. So as we relax some of those stiffer emotions, we allow the heart to come through. I put grapefruit in because grapefruit is really the oil of self-love and self-acceptance. It's one that really helps us to find acceptance for who we are, regardless of our ability, our size, our look, our achievements. It's just pure unconditional self-love. I put wild orange in this one because wild orange is known as the oil of abundance. And the feeling of abundance, vibrational frequency, matches the vibrational frequency of wild orange. So just a little science for you. And then I finally put in clove because I wanted just a drop of that earthy, spicy, warm that gives us a sense of power, a sense of true self, a sense of protection from the trickling in of negativity that kind of can sweep us off of that path of gratitude. I wanted a little bit of that oomph of clove. So this is my most popular blend. It's one, if you look at all my months, I have 12 different blends. Gratitude's the most popular. I think it smells just amazing. So if you choose to purchase it, you can do that and then have it be part of your practice for gratitude as you sit down in the morning or the evening to think about what's great in your life, or just maybe you like the smell of it and want to wear it as an everyday perfume. So that's what this one's all about. It also has amber in it, which is just a fossilized resin. And amber is really great at helping us kind of step into courage and vitality and just living our best self. Okay, so our yoga practice today is going to be my favorite flow because it feels the best in my body. And so if I'm thinking about my senses and I'm thinking about what feels good to me, the feel of the rotation of the sequence that we're going to take, the flow that we're going to take, I find it to feel so good in my body. So I want to share that with you. So today's practice will be all about a feeling that feels good while we still continue to open the heart. So I'm going to take my jacket off. It's chilly this morning. I'm in my studio, obviously, and it's a little bit tad chilly. So I'm just going to take off my jacket, take off my shoes, and we're going to start in child's pose on the mat. So I will get myself there and we're going to get busy. All right, my beautiful, grateful friends. So we're going to start in child's pose. And for me, I really, really love to have my knees wide for child's pose. Big toes come together. And then because this is my first time on my yoga mat today, a little bit stiff. It's morning time. I haven't quite got enough movement. So I'm going to start with just being on my forearms, and that's okay. As I stay here for a moment or two, then I'll be able to extend my elbows out in front, extend my arms out in front, and lower my forehead. I have the palms of my hands touching, which is a nice connection. And then here in child's pose, I'm going to bring my hands above my head, keeping my elbows on the mat. So I have Anjali Mudra above my head. We've talked a lot about the mudra, which means to offer. I'm going to close my eyes here just for a minute. Feel the stretch through my triceps. Feel the length of my spine. Feel the quieting down. And take a long breath in. And a long breath out. I'm tuning my awareness right now to 5 beautiful things in my life today using my senses. Excuse me. This morning I woke up to the aroma of coffee. I felt the fur of Leo this morning as I sat reading my book, the warmth of his body on my body. I tasted the coffee that was smelling so good. And outside my window, I heard the rustling of my neighbors, just becoming awake. In my eyes, saw the glorious trees that are still hanging on to leaves. Take another breath. Release Anjali Mudra. Come up to all fours. So we're just going to find a little cat and cow. And hopefully I can get rid of that little tickle in my throat. So rounding the spine, pushing the heart forward, lifting the nose, and then rounding the spine. Just take a few of these. We won't be on the ground long, but as you know, cat and cow is such a great way just to connect. Hopefully that's the end of that. All right, come back to neutral, tabletop, tuck your pretty toes, find down dog, and let's take a moment here in down dog to pedal out the dog. So bend a knee, straighten a leg, look at your toes. Oh. And then try to lift the tailbone a little bit higher. Tuck your chin, just feel your head dangle. Take a breath here. Let's shift your eyes forward. Begin to tiptoe the feet all the way up to the top of the mat and just dangle here. Just feel that rounded spine. Feel the knees nice and bent. Bring your awareness to sensation here, one of our senses. I have the coolness underneath my feet of my yoga mat. It's pretty chilly out here. And then begin to rise up. When you get to the very top, turn your palms. It's one of the blessings. I try to see my studio as a blessing. In the winter, it's freezing. In the summer, it's super hot. And the blessing is it always is changing. Never know what it's going to be like out here. All right, my hands are going to be down by my side. I'm going to stay facing this way just so that you can see how the flow is going to go. It's a little bit tricky the first time through, so I want to take it really slow. We're going to reach the arms overhead, bring your hands through Anjali Mudra, hands to heart center. Exhale, forward fold. Take a halfway lift and a fold. Rebuild the spine, get to the very top, drop your shoulders and exhale. We do this a lot. Inhale to the sky. Hands come through heart center, Anjali Mudra. We offer thanks and we fold. We come up halfway, let it be loose. Exhale, fold, rebuild the spine. This is no longer October. We're not looking at that hard lines of alignment. We're just flowing. Reach up, hands through heart center. Slide halfway. and a fold. One more time, roll up, turn your palms, reach to the sky, follow your breath, hands through heart center, fold. We're gonna add on here, take a halfway lift and a fold. Right foot steps way back. We're in a low lunge. Your left hand is gonna lift to the sky. You're gonna spin towards the left bent leg. It's called dragonfly. Take a breath in. Exhale, return the left hand. Inhale, rise up to a high lunge. We're going to lean forward and exhale, sweep the arms back. This is where it gets fun. Take your right arm forward. It's called Superman. We're going to go slow. Okay, so the right hand is forward, left hand is back. Take your right hand to the sky. Go slow. Release the back foot. Let your arms spin like a clock. Eventually, the left hand goes to the sky as the right hand drops. Take a breath in. Cartwheel the arms back to the mat. Frame your front foot. Pivot your back heel up. Hop and a skip up. Standing split. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift and a fold. Rebuild your spine. Turn your palms. Exhale. Inhale to the sky. Hands through heart center, Anjali Mudra. Exhale, fold. Other side this time, halfway lift and a fold. Left foot steps way back. Right arm to the sky. We twist in dragonfly. Take a breath in. Exhale, return your right hand. On your inhale, ish. Good thing I got that wall. Come up to a high lunge. Take a breath. Lean forward, sweep the arms back. Okay, so we come to this sort of airplane-ish arms. Left arm this time, it's called Superman. It reaches, right hand extends. Here we go. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Spin your back foot down, right arm to the sky. And then we cartwheel back down. Hop and a skip up, left leg lifts, standing split-ish. Exhale, fold. Rebuild your spine. Okay, a couple things as we move through that beautiful rotation. I want you to think mostly about breathing, not withholding the breath, and then not trying to breathe so fast that you become where you're panting and there's restriction in your heart space. Okay, so we want to keep that open so we've worked the first few days. And then when we're extending the arms in that Superman, feel the rotation through the heart as you wrap up and then spin right back down. There's this beautiful organic kind of flow that comes through the heart. When we get to standing split-ish, it's just about extension, okay? And this is where we bring our awareness into the senses that our body is feeling right now. Feeling the freedom to flow, feeling the stretch, feeling the movement, feeling that the breath is linking together with our movements, feeling that feel of connectedness as we come down through Anjali Mudra. There's so much happening sensation-wise in that flow. So we're going to take that flow a couple more times, okay? So come back to the top of your mat if you have moved. As always, pull up those yoga pants, get them in the right spot. Here we go. Up to the sky, big breath. Hands come through Anjali Mudra. Exhale, forward fold. A halfway lift. We're going to lead with the right foot. Exhale, fold. Right foot steps back. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, left hand lowers. Inhale, arms go high. Exhale, lean and sweep. This is going to be a huge inhale. Right arm goes forward, comes up and around. Bring the left with it. You're still breathing. Exhale, cartwheel the arms. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, forward fold. Take a halfway lift and a fold. Rebuild the spine. Turn the palms. Inhale to the sky. Hands through Anjali. Exhale. A halfway lift. And a fold. Left foot this time. Step it way back. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Exhale, close it up. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, lean and sweep. Here's that long breath. Inhale, left arm goes forward, up and back. Right hand follows. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rebuild the spine. Get to the very top, close your eyes. Feel the sensation of your heart beating. Feel the sensation of breath. Feel the body. We're going to take it one more time. Here we go. Inhale to the sky. Exhale through Anjali Mudra to offer deep thanks for what we feel. Take a halfway lift and a forward fold. Right foot steps back. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, return the left hand. Inhale, up we go. High lunge. Exhale, lean and sweep. Here's the long breath. Right arm sweeps. Up she goes like a clock. Left hand follows. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift and a fold. Rebuild your spine. Drop your shoulders, turn your palms. Last time, inhale up. Hands through Anjali Mudra. Exhale, forward fold. Take a halfway lift and a fold. Left foot leads the way. Step it back. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Feel that rotation. Exhale, lower it. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, lean and sweep. Left arm, reach it forward. Up she goes, all the way back. Right hand follows. Cartwheel the arms, frame the front foot. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift just to reset. Exhale, fold, and rebuild the spine. Close your eyes. Your hands to heart center. Anjali Mudra. Press your thumbs against your sternum. You might even feel your heart thumping in your chest, a sensation that maybe you can find gratitude for. The gratitude of your heart doing its work, keeping you alive. And gratitude for the sensation that your body feels as your breath regulates. The magic of our beautiful bodies. The sound of your breath coming in and out of your nose with a distinct sound if we listen closely. The sensation of the breath as we inhale, there's a coolness and there's a warmth on the exhale. Pay attention to that. You might have used some oils before the practice and you have a whiff of its scent, or maybe the scent of the shampoo or lotion that you can smell. And the sound of life outside your door or your window. So many things in the moment. Drop your chin to your chest. Feel that lengthening on the back of your neck. Take a moment to be grateful for who you are. Take a moment to be grateful for the practice. And I look forward to day 4 tomorrow. I will see you all then. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And remember to pay close attention to those 5 senses. Take care and I'll see you.